start up.
Yep. Baby. Hi, how are you going? I'm Jen from Tammy, Marketplace Meetups, Like My Bitches, and today we have the lovely motherhood ladies.
Hello.
You introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Alice.
And I'm Millie Zinner.
We're the co-founders of Motherhood App. Motherhood App is a marketplace to book last minute and scheduled childminding from local mums and minders. So it's a community where women and mums are supporting each other to be able to live their dreams, whatever they are, and to help women thrive at work and at home.
Great. And when did you ladies start?
So we launched a pilot version of the app in January 2017, so nearly 2 years ago, and we launched sort of properly with a bit of marketing hoo-ha at the start of this year in January 2018. So yeah, it's been quite a journey.
Awesome. And what made you decide to start the business?
So Al and I have actually been school friends since we were 11. What? We went to the same primary school.
That's cool. Here I'm asking, like, how are you guys going to get along?
Yeah.
We were by the way.
We're on the same netball team, and we realised that we both were competitive. We both were team players,
but also kind.
So that's good. What position did you play in netball?
Centre and goal attack.
Nice.
Wing attack, goal attack.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we went to the same high school, and then we worked at a hotel together. So the list kind of goes on that we've really been interweaving into each other's lives. And we were living together in Paddington 2 years ago, and we were discussing our futures. And we're both incredibly ambitious. We were both working in corporate companies, and we were talking about our friends having kids and how, as amazing as it is, I guess all these massive sacrifices that they were making, whether it was financially or their sleep, their career,
above, social lives, hobbies. Yeah. I think we realized that, a lot of our female friends were, their lives were changing so dramatically when they had kids, and obviously, for the better, and it's really joyous, but it's a bit of a shock to the system. And also in modern Western society, where we raise children very differently to how humans evolved to raise children, inside our homes, very isolated. And we saw that was having negative effects on people long-term and short-term.
And majority of people are doing it alone. There's under more pressure than ever. Yeah. You're wanting to run your own businesses. You're wanting to have a social life. You're wanting to look after your health. And it's how do you do that when you're doing it by yourself? Yeah. And so we saw there was this massive need, and there's also communities just like-minded bitches who are all supporting each other, but there wasn't a platform where you could, I guess, be connected and share the childcare responsibilities. Yeah. So we're like, why don't we rebuild the village and create an app where you can go to a last-minute meeting, you can go for drinks with your friends and be spontaneous. You post a job on the app, and then within a minute, sometimes we see other mums or other minders on the platform are stepping in and wanting to help each other. Yeah. So we know that there's a need for it, and it's just this amazing community when women support each other. It's so amazing.
Magical things can happen.
Yeah. Right? So I guess we came up with the idea, and we're like, wow, no one in the world is connecting mums with local mums. So we're like, let's start a business. Didn't have any tech backgrounds, and we're like, we're onto something. Yeah. And we haven't looked back since. It's been incredibly hard. So many amazing learning experiences. It's been a huge journey, but we now are building such an amazing team, and you realize you can't do it by yourself. You need to have an amazing network around you, or you need to, be a learn-it-all, learn as much as you possibly can to grow as a business, grow as a founder. Yeah.
And surround yourselves, I guess, with people who know what you don't know. As Millie was saying, that's been so important to us, being our first business. We met a lot of amazing people through the Sydney startup scene who've been so helpful.
And another thing is I went to Jen's last meetup group, the Marketplace Meetup.
Which is the group we're in right now.
Oh, So I went to Harrison and won the Airbnb, and the thing I loved that he said was, it's actually a blessing to be the dumbest person in the room. If you surround yourself by incredible minds and you can just learn from that, that's actually a good place to be in. So don't let that hold you back, because that did hold me back quite a lot when we first started, thinking, all right, I didn't go to university. I didn't, study this. I don't have the right terminology. I don't have the skill set. But you know what, I flipped it and I thought, how inspiring will that be if someone like me can eventually, create great change in this world just because I have drive and I'm ambitious and I really want to make a proper difference. So
That's fantastic.
It's not necessarily a bad thing not having the skills at this early stage.
Yeah. And a healthy little bit of naivety, as they say, can be super useful as well, not knowing quite what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, definitely. And so what was the first, from making the decision of, hey, let's get started, to testing out an MVP, what did that look like?
So we very quickly just got a splash page up and put $50 on Facebook telling people about the idea. I know. It felt like it at the time. It was $25 each and we quit our jobs. But and so we just told people, would you like to connect with other mums and help them out? Do you need more flexible childcare? And we had 250 people in Bondi register interest from that $50 spent on Facebook. Yeah. And we were like, wow, that's pretty good validation as a starting point. Then obviously we spoke to a lot of friends and family as well about it. And it's interesting. We always, you hear that, don't listen to the naysayers. Everyone will tell you it's a bad idea and don't do it and it's too hard. And we didn't have anyone say that. Yeah. Everyone was like, it's such a good idea. Why hasn't it been done before?
Or people would say, I had that idea. I just never executed it. And you're like, no. It's awesome because it just takes
further validation,
so much work to actually execute what you want to do. So that was fine. But
so that's how we started validating it.
And then from that point of going, okay, we've actually got something here. What were the decisions on which path to do, how to build your platform? By the sounds of it, no technical background. So how did you upskill yourselves to make those decisions? Yeah,
so we Google, first of all, for it's a great starting point, how to write an app brief. So that was a starting point, but we actually had, my brother has an app development company.
Well, that's handy.
So we decided to go iOS to start with because that's where our audience is mainly as well. So we engaged my brother's company to build our MVP or a pilot, which was great and serendipitous, really.
Family rates.
In exchange for equity though. So a bit of a
and it was a small amount of equity. We did definitely learn to negotiate as well, but they were on board our vision.
Oh, here we go. We're back. Yep.
Technology, but we traditionally used to raise our kids unique. The vision and having someone who believes in you for equity. And
is along for the long run.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're still our tech partners and they're amazing.
The best.
That's great. And so we've got a question from Justin Hales, who should be at work right now, but he's not.
Justin.
Which side of the marketplace is more challenging for you guys to scale?
So ours is interesting because mums actually both book and help each other out, which is quite unique. So it's more like Airbnb where you can both host and book accommodation.
Or even a dating site because you're technically both sides of the market.
Yeah, both sides of the marketplace. One person. We actually haven't had any trouble getting amazing minders, which has been great. And I think it's the way we communicate as well. Our offering is that we attracted really great people on both sides of the marketplace. So I think getting parents to kind of post their first job is the biggest challenge. Once they do that and they have a great experience, we see, amazing repeat usage and they get it and they actually become addicted to this flexibility and spontaneity that they've never had before.
8 hours sleep? What?
Yeah, it's like, wait, a meeting's popped up and I can actually book a minder to help me out. But getting that first usage is probably what we find challenging. I think like any marketplace as well, for the supply side, getting their first rating and review also is something.
I think as well with parents, we've noticed that new parents are an amazing audience for us because it's a lot about behavior, and a lot of parents who have got a support network already are very set in their ways, where new parents don't have that support network, and so they're learning that, gosh, using technology can connect you instantly with a network of support. So it's just much easier to onboard new parents.
It's how they do it from the start, and then
so you stand outside the delivery room being like,
We do have a lot of midwives. We actually have a lot of midwives on our app wanting to help other parents as well. So they are, delivering the baby, and they're like, by the way,
if you want to book me out hours.
That's awesome. And you guys have this great network effect with, once they buy into it, they try it, they love it, they stick to it. How do you instill that vision so easily, by the feel of it, to these people to feel the same way?
It's been amazing that we have attracted these incredible people. I think from Millie and I both being so involved and close to it, launching in a very small area and being very involved. And so we've actually realized how valuable this incredible community is. And so we've actually just recently launched community guidelines, which then reflect back to the community, how amazing they already are, but it helps as we scale to ensure that, that quality.
And we also, when we were working in corporate jobs, we both quit our jobs so we could nanny full time to truly understand what our customers wanted. So we could see both sides of the marketplace. And I think having compassion and empathy for both, and actually not just saying that this is a good idea, like using the app. And we're really, what we're doing that's quite unique is we're trying to, we want our carers, I guess our minders, to be valued, which is not necessarily a unique thing, but we want to create a standard. We want to change the perception that this is one of the most important roles in our society, is to raise the next generation. So because of these comms that we're having, we've got doctors on our app, we've got CEOs of businesses wanting to, I guess, babysit for other mums because they get it. They're there to support each other. And why not earn a bit of money on the side when you can have your kids? The kids have a play date.
A couple of extras.
Exactly. You're earning money and basically supervising kids having fun. So it's like, why not?
Yeah, it's really important to us that society values the role of care. It is super important, as Mill said, and why not just, if you are available, just chip in and help out. It's just a really nice thing to do.
Vision to scale, how do you take where you are today to the next step?
Yeah, so we have some really exciting plans for next year that we can't kind of reveal right now, but
where is the specific plan?
Where is our product roadmap?
But we've been talking to our customers constantly, and so we have some really exciting updates that reflect what they want, becoming a bit more of a holistic childcare solution, and also enabling our loyal and passionate customers to share the app with their friends more easily. But we also have expressions of interest open for our crowdfunding campaign as well. So it makes a lot of sense to us to allow our passionate users to invest and to own a bit of this business that they already love and use so much. So if anyone is interested, you can check out on our website a link to Virtual, which is housing our crowdfunding campaign, which
our website is
our website. I mean, it's www.motherhoodapp.com. So the info's on there.
Yeah, that'd be great. And how have you gone about deciding to go down that path of crowdfunding, and how did you approach it? Yeah, there's been some examples overseas of it being a great strategy for marketplace businesses. And our customers, like a lot of our customers, have been so engaged with us on this journey and communicating, how they think we can improve and grow in the future. So, it just, when the laws changed in Australia, to make it possible to, for non-sophisticated investors to invest in tech startups, we had a chat with Virtual, and they're an amazing team, and they've seen a lot of success as well. So we decided to get expressions of interest up and see if it was something that our customers and community did want to be involved in. We've had an incredible response. So it's been great. That's awesome. And Justin, again, asking questions while he's working on this multitasking. Do you guys need to provide any insurance? Do you see this expanding into e-commerce for your customers?
Oh, great questions. No, we don't need to provide insurance. And it is something that it's kind of up to the nanny or the minder if they want to get nanny insurance for themselves. And e-commerce, it's interesting. I think our priority at the moment is to scale across Australia and to have this amazing community of mums and parents across Australia. And obviously that leaves us open to potentially going deeper into the parenting market in the future, but it's not something that we're focused on right at this point.
And the other great thing is people traveling to Australia can also use our app. So if you don't have childcare and you have friends that are coming to Australia but don't have that support network, again, we've got hotels. We've got QT Hotel in Sydney and in Bondi supporting us as well. So it is something that will eventually be very easily, readily to be able to scale.
That's great.
And so it's all about building your support network no matter where you go in the world.
I mean, so Justin does a business called Camplify, which is like...
Oh, you're Camplify! Oh, you were at the... hey, you can't speak that. You were at the Airbnb. Was Justin at the Airbnb? Someone from Camplify was at the Airbnb marketplace meetup.
I think their CEO, one of their team.
Maybe it was Justin.
So Camplify is
so
Airbnb
cool.
for RVs, right? Which
Love
is great
it.
for kids and families.
So
Love it.
Which would make sense for something,
Yes.
I guess, what you're doing. If you
Yes.
jump in an RV and go to the South Coast.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There's a motherhood minder everywhere you go.
And the great thing is for people who travel, you're not only necessarily getting flexible childcare, but you can potentially book another mum and their kids. The kids have a play date and actually get to experience what it's like living in a different part in Australia, or like different cute little towns and stuff.
It's not just a babysitter; it's a really unique local experience, and creating meaningful real world connections as well.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Now there are lots of sharing economy style businesses, P2P businesses like this. What are the ones that you're seeing that are doing well that you look to for advice or design?
So many. There's so many great businesses out of Australia as well. Car Next Door is fantastic. I think I was one of the very early users of them when they launched in Sydney's East. Great, environmental aspect to that as well. Airtasker, obviously, a huge success. A lot of parallels with our business to that as well. So we've learnt a lot from kind of all sorts of people in the
and I love how all these different marketplaces can also help each other because there's a lot of crossovers with a lot of them as well. So it just adds more value to the community and gets
we
these
love
real world connections.
We love Mad Paws as well. I use Mad Paws for my little puppy.
Oh, what puppy do you have?
Oh wow, can't really put her in a box.
It's kind of like mongrel / meerkat.
She's a mongrel. Kangaroo deer.
She's interesting. And I always call her a he because she looks like a boy dog. Yeah. But I love her.
Fair enough. And internationally speaking, what's the global domination plan that you feel comfortable obviously disclosing today?
We definitely, I think, our sights are on dominating Australia first. Dominating, that's an aggressive word.
Is it though? It's
we want to help the whole of Australia have flexible childcare, and then we will look. And we think the UK makes sense as a first port of call for international, just because of our cultural similarities, whereas the US is a bit more fragmented and
they Camplify there as well. So perfect
in the UK. Oh, fab! Yeah, done deal.
Thanks, Justin.
Cool.
Yeah, so UK, US. People have been speaking to us about Japan as well because they have a huge childcare problem over there. So opportunities are endless. We will see. Watch this space.
Awesome. And then, as leaders, managing teams, people, customers, but it sounds like you're very hands-on and actually going out and doing the work. It's fantastic, and understanding what your customers are going through. How do you keep upskilling yourselves to make sure that you're always reassessing, are we doing the best that we can? Can we do this better, cheaper, smarter, etc.?
Again, it comes back to, community and network. We were part of the StartMate program the start of this year, and that's been, completely invaluable for you're still part of that network and can still ask questions, engage specific people who know.
And thanks to StartMate, we're actually in their office right now. They're constantly helping us. So we're very, very grateful to the StartMate community there.
What was your perception on going into it, what you thought you were going to get out of it versus what you have actually gotten out of it?
We did a lot of research going into it.
Doesn't seem like something you guys would
do. We made a lot of calls to people who'd done the program. Alice basically added every single founder and investor and mentor on LinkedIn. That's how we met on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is amazing. Actually met my boyfriend on LinkedIn. Anyway, I'm rambling. But honestly, StartMate, we did so much research and it went above what we what we originally expected. We had very high expectations. We knew exactly what we wanted to get out of it. It pushed us to our limits. And somebody's
check the comments at the same time on my phone, but it's playing. Sorry.
Yes, highly recommend if someone wants to
definitely
try the program. It's a phenomenal network to be a part of.
Great. So then podcasts, books, how do you keep self-learning?
Oh yeah.
Oh my reading list is way too long.
Audiobooks is awesome. If you want to go for a walk and you want to take in knowledge, like learn things, or podcasts on the go, because I really struggle reading at night because basically fall asleep at 8:30 at night, but I'm up at like 5 a.m. So
but Harrison at the Marketplace meetup last week had about 8 books or something I've written down to download onto my Kindle or audiobook. Always reading and podcasting.
Coffee dates, if you can squeeze in coffee dates from other people, like amazing other founders, and just gather as much, learn from other people as well. Just squeezing into those times that you really think are downtime, if you can still squeeze in as much as you can. And we also check in on each other like once a week too.
Once a week we speak non-stop.
We speak non-stop, but we sit down and we do our how's the week been? What are we grateful for? How can we improve? I think having a weekly session of that.
That was something we got out of StartMate, was process around, how to prioritize and set goals for the week and months ahead, because there's a never-ending list, of course, when you are a startup of what to do. So making sure you have kind of a top 3 and that you're really focused on them for the week. And if you haven't achieved them, reflecting on, why and how we can improve. So that's been key.
Nice. That's great. And what are the things you think that people who are wanting to start a marketplace or a business in general should really think about? Just try and skip some of the easy pitfalls up front or mistakes. What do you wish you knew day one? Don't do it.
I think
maybe just know you've got a really long road. It doesn't happen overnight. It really is blood, sweat and tears. You don't just fall lucky. It's
those overnight success stories are,
they say it take on average the overnight success stories are 7 years minimum.
And I think it feels, before you are part of this world, it feels like these things happen a lot faster. So I guess setting expectations on yourself, it takes a long time.
And I think as soon as you hit a rut where you feel like that you don't have momentum, reach out for help. Like just reach out for a coffee date or whatever it is, just to, I guess, nut out what it is maybe that's stopping you to get the ball rolling. Because as soon as you initiate that first, come on, we need to create momentum and really start creating some really strong focus points. I think it's quite easy to have high momentum and stop, and then so just to keep.
And everyone's going through the same thing.
So to talk to other founders and get things off your chest and brainstorm and tackle problems together.
And look after your mental health. It's so important. Your health. It's so easy to hit burnout. Try to sleep as much, like when you can. Exercise, eat well, because it's so easy just to freak out or whatever, and then emotionally eat, and then just have a nap. I'm talking from experience.
It sounds like a really great afternoon.
Yes, coffee for breakfast and an ice cream for lunch.
This one's the worst.
I'm terrible. In the afternoon, I felt so sick, and then I realised it's because of
so highly recommend.
Justin's just sent through a fantastic connection, familydaycare.com.au if you guys.
Oh, great.
Yes.
Thanks, Justin.
You're amazing.
It's very true, and unfortunately it's not spoken about enough, and that is was always my thing that I always ask in these things. So it's great that you girls straight away cover it by yourselves, which is awesome. And if you could have a superpower, what would it be? I ask everyone this as well.
I went straight to Captain Planet and what their superpowers are. Which one would I pick? I think fire. Earth, Wind, Fire.
I would love to create more hours in a day. I feel like there's not enough. And it's exhausting trying to squeeze everything in, but that is not a very exciting one.
That's great. Sounds really exciting.
Is being Beyonce a superpower? Because I'd probably choose that.
I love the saying, like, you have the exact same amount of hours in the day that Beyonce has. I'm like, she's just
she's Beyonce.
Yeah, that'd be mine.
So yours actually sums up mine as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you guys are like on the same page. Now, if there's any way that people in the communities can help you ladies, or how can you help them? What are you looking for? What can people reach out to you for?
So if you have kids, check out Motherhood App, and if next time you need a sitter.
Yeah, or if you're running your own business, which a lot of you are, and you want to earn money on the side and you really want to support other people, running their own businesses, you can jump on the app and also become a minder as well to support other people with kids for flexible income. And I think, I guess we love rewarding our community no matter what that is. So if that's minders or whether it's parents, if there's any products that you guys want our audience to know about, please shoot us an email or you'll find our email on our website. We love supporting other people as well. So
or Netflix recommendations. I find these two are grateful.
Don't get me started.
We do this fun thing where we turn Mondays into Mum Days and surprise a mum in our community with something fun on Mondays. So if anyone has anything they'd like us to share, then reach out.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
We'll just watching you two grow, the business grow.
We are growing.
And on that note, I'll see you all next time. Bye.